So I want to share with you this float experience that I had the other day. Probably my most profound float to date. I've had about 150 float sessions so far, and yeah, this one feels like it fits right in with the trip reports because it's pretty psychedelic in its nature. So I'll just get right into it. Basically, laying in the tank and listening to the ringing in my ears, that sound of my nervous system. Some people say it's tinnitus. Other people, say that it's the sound of your nervous system, and I really like that idea. Like the sound, it makes sense to me when I listen to it. It sounds like I'm listening to my own frequency. I find it really comforting. Listening to my heartbeat, I also find really comforting. In the beginning, I found all of those things disturbing, and now I'm very comforted by them. But anyway, so I'm listening to that, and I'm trying to notice the difference between the two polarities of the ringing, my left ear, my right ear. So basically, this ear I'm noticing it's like meow, 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 and there's another frequency underneath it. It's like meow, 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 and then on the right is like slower, like. And so then I'm like trying to hear all those sounds together and trying to find like a frequency that exists where they all blend together. It's like a collage of sound, and it's really gorgeous. And yeah, then I just honestly I just funnel into this really intense place of listening to my heartbeat, listening to my body sounds, and that whole rhythm of it. And then I hear this other drumming sound, which is very strange, and it doesn't seem to be part of me. It sounds like a ritualistic drumming of some kind, like the sound of a drum that's like do 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 do, and then it starts to sort of like intensify. Gets faster and closer and heavier and just more intense. But my energy doesn't feel more intense. It's like I'm observing this passively, and so this building comes, and then so at some point I start to see, I get a vision of smoke, like sort of like there's fire. I see fire. There's a large drum, and there's a bunch of people sitting around it, and they're all like contributing to this like beating sound. And there's some kind of ceremony happening where they're trying to summon something. There's a ritual of some kind going on. I don't really know what it's about at this point, but there's a man, and he's like an elder of some kind, and he's attending to the fire, and he is given a vision inside of the smoke and the flames, and so he sees a woman who was me actually. He sees my face. And he calls this other woman over, and tells her that this vision is for her, and that she needs to take it. And so what's happening is they see that the connection has been made. They see that I see them. So he says to me, "Have you received our offering?" And then I see this. And then inside of the hand is like an orb of some kind. The day before this happened, I actually received this from my friend Tommy. It's an amethyst, and it's when I held it in my hand, I discovered it in his house. When I held it in my hand, it was really powerful, and I was just wowed by the power of this thing. And I was so wowed that he's like, "It's yours." So it ended up being mine. So yeah, like the day after that, I ended up getting this vision. Have you received our offering? And I felt like I was saying yes, but they couldn't necessarily hear me. They just knew that the connection had been bridged, and it's not a place for dialogue. So the girl, it's all about the girl now. The girl kind of enters this whole space, and the drumming is in the background, a little more quiet now because this connection is here, but she's there, and she's sharing this sort of record with me. Like it's like we're accessing some akashic record together, and she tells me, or she reveals to me, that I'm her mother and that I died. And I don't know how I died. That part wasn't revealed to me. But I died, and she was 10 years old when it happened, and this was 10 years ago. And so, for whatever reason, they're channeling me, and they know that I'm in another world. They think I'm in the afterlife. I'm actually, I may perhaps reborn or in another dimension. It's kind of hard to to say what my actual placement is here. It's really interesting to consider, but so she's revealing all these. She's just opening herself as a channel here. So I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, or laying there, and I'm receiving all this information. Okay, I'm her mother. I died. All of that. And I could feel her sadness. I could feel her sadness when I died. As a child, she was about 10. Yeah, she's 10. What my function was in that tribe, there was it was like a Native American tribe of some kind, and there were about 20 people in the tribe, and every member of the tribe had some kind of function that they were serving their community, and my function there was a healer of some kind. It was someone who worked with dreams, who did a lot of healing from found herbs and things like that, and I had an open connection to the other world, and this is a trait. This is an innate ability that I handed down to my daughter, and when I died, she, as a 10-year-old, ended up taking my place because it was well known that she was equipped to do so. Maybe she was a bit young, but that's the role she was given, and she took it. So she's moving into this new role, and a month after, there's a bit of grief they're going through, and in learning that I've passed. Her father, my lover, my husband, or whatever, decides that he's going to go on a spiritual quest into the forest, and he intends to. I don't know what his discovery was about, but it was obviously to deal with his own grief, and to look for me. So he goes into the forest, and he's there for a whole month. I don't know much about his journey because the connection that I'm receiving this only through the daughter, and the daughter only had very limited information about what happened to her father. The best that she could gather was that he went into the forest and slept under the stars, didn't sleep under any cover for the whole month, and then he eventually found a cabin, and went into this cabin, and that's where he died. So that's what happened to him, and she knew the day it happened that he had died. So coming back to where she was at, she's now processing the death of her father, and she's still processing the death of her mother, and she moved through 10 years of really hard life stuff that she had to move through there. So she shared kind of like a compressed package of all the things that she had experienced, and I guess was just letting me know that she's doing okay, and I felt like there was definitely a relationship between us, and initially when I came into contact with her, when there was a male spirit, I didn't know what any of the relationship was. It all became clear later, but I wasn't sure who she was. I didn't understand that she was my daughter. That just somehow crystallized inside of the vision. So she's letting me know that she's okay, and I guess she just wanted to maintain that connection and open up the channel of connection. So it gets handed over. I guess it's almost like the microphone gets handed over to the elder man, and he says to me, okay, now it's time for you to open yourself up as a sacred channel. Are you ready? And I allowed this process to happen. I just felt like not that I didn't have a choice, but I was just like in a pure state of surrender the whole time. So here I am just waiting for it. And yeah, what happened was I felt a surge of energy from my lower spine, almost like a gripping pain. But also I saw this vision of a long hallway, really long hallway of doors, and at the end of the hallway was a window, and the window ended up being blasted full of light, and the light filled the hallway, and it was filling the vessel, like the hallway up, like it was a vessel, like it was being a vessel being filled with milk. It was just filling that whole area. And so I felt this sensation in my body, in my spine. It was working its way up from my lower spine all the way up into my middle back, or sorry, my lower back, and then my middle back, and then it was just like this ache, but also this like really tense gripping movement, forceful, and then it comes up through my throat, which cranks my head back, and my head goes back, and it feels like my jaw wants to unhinge into like this silent kind of gripping scream. So it does. So I'm like it's so painful, and then it feels like it comes out of me, like this whatever just moves through this like light, just like that, and then there's just this that kind of happens, and it's just completely relaxed, like so calm and such a release. So I'm just floating there, very calm and still, and yeah, I feel stupefied by the experience. I feel like it's we're done here. I don't know. And I start making my way to a sitting position, and I feel like I'm gonna get out, and I sit there for like 10 minutes trying to like grapple with like what happened, and I feel really slow. Like my brain is just like very minimal capacity. Like I'm just like so I have my hand on the door handle, and I feel brand new. Like I literally feel like I was just reborn, and the data is still being uploaded, and so yeah, I'm not 100% there yet. So I get out of the float tank, I'm having a shower, and this is when some stuff gets kind of weird, because I'm not in the tank anymore. I'm in the third dimension, just rinsing all the saline off my body and stuff. So I'm in the shower, and I'm looking at the lights in the ceiling, these pot lights, and there's this light, and I start to think about the girl. I think about her, and I think about her grief. I feel her grief. I don't even think about it. I feel her grief again. There she is. I still feel her. And I feel her sadness. I'm like, like, you know, I really feel that. And as I'm looking at this pot light in the ceiling, it starts to flicker. And I'm like, okay, you know, it's not like the most profound thing I've ever seen. It's just, you know, lights, they do that. And then it went off. It was like flicker, off. And I was just like, again, you know, like these things happen. I thought it was an interesting timing, you know. I was kind of feeling, but also some part of me wasn't really convinced that I had anything to do with it. So then it kind of looked like it was, then as it was out, like it was out at this point, I decided for some reason to be like this at the light, and like a second after that, as though as soon as my breath reached the lamp or the light bulb, it went like this, boom, and it just went on, like really bright, and I was like, what the fuck, you know, like, so I was sort of like a little bit like, wow, like, and then there was this, again, still feeling like a connection to the elder man. He's saying, you need to step into your power, you know, you need to own your power, yeah, it's strange because I also had a parallel vision going on inside of this experience of washing my hair, that this daughter was looking into a very starry sky, and it was nighttime obviously, and she's just looking at the sky, and she's looking at a small little star, and she's looking for some kind of proof, she needs her faith restored, she needs something, some message to be confirmed, or something from the universe to confirm that something, I don't know what she needs, but she's looking at this one specific star, not a profound star at all, it's a very small star. She's looking at it, and she's just sitting with whatever it is she's sitting with, that she needs an answer about. And when I did this, that star, like it just exploded, like it shot out, or something happened there. Like either it flickered, or there was a shooting star, or there was something that was really profound and important for her in that moment. So I was like, wow, like, you know, I'm actually still wowed by this, because okay, this vision is still continuing and I'm not in the tank anymore. So I look at the bulb, and you know, it's flickering a little bit. It's like it's not staying on. It's flickering, and I think about my little star metaphor, and I think that's just this all just so beautiful. And again, I'm like, you know, just to be playful about it, and it brightened up again. It like totally brightened up, and so that was again really intense. And my first inclination was to say weird, and that's a part of my resistance to, I guess, the way that I haven't fully stepped into my role as someone who deals with energy. And you know, I've got a lot of blockages that I need to move through, but I really am moving through a lot of them lately, and that was a big one for me. So yeah, I think I got all the details out about that one. It was about 4 days ago. Feeling pretty grateful for that, and you know, looking forward to more float experiences. Again, I think honestly, I think the best way to go into these things is like with very just complete surrender, and no attempt to try to control it. I feel like the more I float, the more I think that I'm getting good at it, which is completely inaccurate. Getting good at it is actually completely surrendering and doing nothing to control it. So that's going to be my new perspective as far as moving into future floats. Tomorrow I have 3-hour floats, so we'll see how that goes. And yeah, that's all. That's what I wanted to share with you guys. Let me know if you find that at all intriguing. I'm curious to know your thoughts on the whole light bulb situation. I'm sure it's just like I'm gonna get a lot of like rational-minded people responding. That's cool, you know. I don't know how to receive it either. I just know how it made me feel, and how it made me feel was, you know, very, very strong, and you know, very powerful in my own self, my own expression. So I'm super excited to like move through whatever I'm gonna be moving through in the next little while. So anyways, that's all, and thank you guys so much for listening, and I will see you all again in the near future. I've got a few other videos that I want to bring to life. Yeah, like I do want to talk about pain management in the tank. I know I put that one off for a really long time. Lucid dreaming is another subject that is on the, you know, horizon also. And yeah, that's some exciting stuff that I'll be pondering about and possibly making videos about in the near future. So yeah, I will see you guys all again, and I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day or evening, and I will see you again in the near future.